Yo, what's up, guys? Um, I don't know if there is anyone who is here, but yeah, I just wanted to go live. And yo, thanks for coming here. Yeah, you can ask any questions or say anything in the comments or in the chat. Then I will know who you are, or we can just chill or have talk about anything that you want to talk about. Feel free to ask any questions as well if you want. But yeah, glad that you guys are still here, still putting in the work. I'm still putting in the work as well. So, where are you watching this from? Let me know in the chat. So, as you saw, the title of the live stream is called "That You Are Not All You Could Be," and there is pain in that. There is always pain in knowing that you are not all you could be. You're not like living up to your true potential, and also we never know like our true potential. Usually, sometimes you need someone to tell you the amount of potential that you have. Sometimes you go through something which lets you know um, what kind of potential you have. Uh, or sometimes you just wake up one day and you decide to start living your life and finding out like what is the opposite of the life that you're already living right now. Because I think, to be honest, there's always another kind of life that you could achieve, that you could get if you locked in. There is that's why most people say like there is that grass is not always green on the other side. Sometimes grass is greener where you paint it, where you water it. So that's also one thing I've been thinking about. Because growing up, they always told us like, grass is green on the other side. Then you go on the other side, and you realize grass is not greener. So then I had something which said that grass is actually greener where you water it. So when I try to relate it on this self-improvement stuff, um, grass being green on the other side, or you uh, watering your own pasture so you can make it green, it kind of works more like you working on yourself so you can be the green pastures instead of trying to look for other things that could make your pasture greener. And this, to me, when I try to read about it, is more like improving yourself in all spheres of life, whether it's mentally, physically, or financially. And if you like work on your body, if you work on your mind, work on your social network, work on your financial status, to me that feels like trying to make your grass greener where you are instead of trying to look for the green pastures in different kind of things. Then also another thing that I've been thinking about these days is it is still trying to take more risks. If you check one of my recent posts on the posts channel on this YouTube, there's a guy who says that every mistake is a lesson, and it also relates to the video that I made recently where I said that on this self-improvement journey there are no losses or mistakes, but only lessons. So every time you go through failure, you could choose to look at it as oh, I failed, I'm a failure now. Or you could choose to still see the good in the failure. Okay, yes, you failed, but at least you tried. And most times even you can try hard and still fail. So most times even trying or working hard, it doesn't guarantee success, but you're always better than someone who never tries. Because guess what? You could also look at failure as you could try and still fail, but then also when you don't try, then you have already failed. So that post that it's on my YouTube, in the post section, it says that every mistake is a lesson, and every risk taken is a possibility, which is 100% true to me, because from every mistake you make, you always learn the lesson. So, which makes sense when you say every mistake is a lesson, and every risk is a possibility. Yeah, I'm sorry about the sounds. Yeah, I'm sorry for being in mute. There's some construction going on, so there's some unnecessary sounds. And also another post I read this morning, I'll try to break it down. It was saying that trying to like the noise is bad. The noise the noise is bad. So the post was saying that losing money, trying to make money, is way very better than not even having the money to lose in the first place. Which makes more sense in the way that even if you lose, like you lose money trying to make more money, you are more better than someone who doesn't even have the money to lose, which makes more sense when you say that every risk is a possibility. So failing to, or struggling with the workout plan, struggling with staying consistent, like going to the gym or working out, when you're struggling with that consistency, or maybe a workout plan, or the results are not coming yet, you are far better than someone who hasn't even started working out. Which means that surrounding yourself or trying out different things, or trying to take more risks with your life, leaving your comfort zone, it always has more possibilities of you being successful at some point than someone who stays in their comfort zone or who doesn't do anything. And how do you even make mistakes? You make mistakes by trying to do something. I think this quote is from Carl Jung, and he says that a man who never makes mistakes is a man who never does anything. A man who never tries at anything is you never fail, because you don't try at anything. You never make mistakes because you never try to risk or make anything. You cannot make losses, whether they are financially or physically, if you don't try to make money. And making all these mistakes, like we said, we don't call them mistakes, but we call them lessons, is you are far better than someone who's staying in their comfort zone and hoping on luck to happen for them, or hoping on God throw them like a bone. And that's what I used to do most of the time. I was always wishing and dreaming and desiring of only good things happening to me at some point, until I had to learn that sometimes you have to make the good things happen to you, or sometimes you even have to make good things for your own self, and stop waiting for the world or the universe or whatever you believe in to make your life better. Is that you can wake up someday, not even like someday, it could be like one night. Like before I started going to the gym and working out, I woke up one night and I was like, what the hell am I doing with my life? So then I texted my friend and I was like, hey, can I come to the gym with you like next month? And then he said, oh, you have to first make some money, then we'll pay for you, we'll add for you so we can pay for the membership. So I think there has to be a point. You have to reach a point where you are tired of your own life, and I reached that point where I was like trying to hurt myself personally, trying to take my own life, and then I said that I have to start. Like I have to find life on the other side. And there's this quote that I really like very much that relates with my mental health, and it says that there should be another, like there should be the opposite of suicide. Like there should be the opposite of you trying to take your own life, or trying to hurt yourself, or trying to be a degenerate, trying to be evil, resentful about your own life or about your own suffering. There is the opposite of this all suffering that you're living, and that opposite is where you decide to, most importantly, you yourself, to rescue your own life and start living. And that's what I've been trying to do. And every single day I keep trying to spend more days, trying to improve my life, trying to find out what can I be so that I don't take my own life anymore. And it's working. Here I am now. So whether it's your suffering, whether it's the pain, whatever you're going through, if your life is not or like where you want it to be right now, or where you wish for your life to be, or where you wish the kind of trajectory that you would want your life to be, is that maybe you need to stop waiting for anyone to put your life on that track or that trajectory, and put it on yourself. Whether it's I can't seem to tell what you're suffering with or what you're going through, but everyone is always fighting something, or everyone is always struggling somehow. And instead of asking yourself, like, why am I suffering? Why am I in pain? Why do I feel like shit? Why do I feel like I don't want to be here? Is to put like a meaning to your suffering, which is something that I call joyful suffering, or suffering with joy. I'm going to give an example about Jesus. I like to think that when he was suffering, being beaten, being spit on, all those evil things that happened to him, I think in his mind he had the idea of knowing that I'm dying for the sinners, or he was dying for us. So when you find yourself like suffering, and there are many kinds of suffering. There's the kind of suffering that is always with the world, because the world is suffering, and no one can argue with that. But then there's also the kind of suffering that you bring to yourself, and that is the worst kind of pain or suffering. suffering and knowing that you're suffering like for nothing, or suffering knowing that you're the cause of your own suffering, that is like true hell. So on this self-improvement journey, something that I had to put on the suffering part of life is knowing that one, I cannot avoid the suffering. Because if you want to avoid like the pain or the suffering that is associated with life, that will put you on the trajectory of trying to chase happiness or trying to avoid the suffering, the failure, the evil that is part of this life that we live, or the evil that is part of the nature of human being. So what I decided to do instead is to find something that I can do along the suffering that makes the suffering part of life more irrelevant. So knowing that, oh, even though I'm suffering, but I am doing also these other things that makes me forget sometimes that I'm even suffering. So that's something that you also have to do. Like your life is already, let's say, like already like shit, already like you already resent it, or you already like hate it. So if you find something worthwhile to be doing as you suffer or as you go through this life, it makes the suffering more irrelevant. So I don't remember the last time like I was very happy about like anything. Maybe for all this year, but then even though I'm not like that very much happy, I still try to do things that I know I'm supposed to do, because if you only wanted to do the things that you're supposed to do on the times when you feel like you should do them, or on the times when you only feel happy, then you would obviously do nothing or find yourself doing things that are only degenerate, or things that that wouldn't be good for your own life. So among other things I've learned on this self-improvement journey is that yeah, suffering is part of life, but if you find something meaningful that you can do with your life, then the suffering won't matter that very much. So if you're watching this and you're like, oh, I'm in pain, or I'm suffering, I'm going through this and this, there is no magic word or anything that is going to make your youth stop suffering. And you could be suffering physically, mentally. Usually to me it's more mental, trying to tell myself like, oh, maybe I deserve this, or I'm worthy of this and that. So what I decided to do is to find responsibility that is enough to sustain me through this life, to sustain me through the bad days. Because sometimes you have bad days for maybe like a week, it could even be months, where every day you wake up feeling like shit, you don't know what you're doing, you're feeling lost. That's what I've been feeling like all the time since this year started. But I can tell you that maybe I've only missed going to the gym like once. I haven't missed a day at work. I still show up and work, go to the gym, still like hang out with friends. And because you don't have to let whatever that is going on with you stop you from living life. That's why they say like I saw a TikTok which was saying that depression cannot hit someone, cannot hit a moving target. And even if you have watched like action movies, usually it's difficult for whether it's a villain or anyone to shoot someone who is moving. And to try and relate it to this self-improvement journey is that usually when you try to make your life occupied with a lot of things, a lot of work, and here we're talking about only the positive things, then it will be hard for you to even feel like, hey, Jason, how are you, bro? Hey, I'm doing good. I hope you're doing good as well. So the quote was saying that it is hard for depression to hit a moving target, which means that if you're always doing something towards your improving your life, whether it's making money or going to the gym, associating with other people, or going out, working on any aim that you have, then it will be difficult for you to even think about like, oh, why am I unhappy? Or why am I feeling depressed? Why am I feeling sad? Why am I feeling anything? So the main point is that you have to keep doing things and things. You have to always find things to do that keep you moving, because in life you're either moving forward and you're either moving backwards, or you cannot stay static, because every time you stay static or in one place, then you are always bound to fall back. You're always bound to be struck with all these negative ideas, or thinking about your life in a resentful way. So this is also another thing you have to add on your self-improvement journey, that you have to keep moving no matter what happens. You have to keep like moving forward, or you have to keep aiming for something, because every time you create an aim, thank you, Jason. Every time you create an aim, then you keep moving towards that aim. And even if you don't get to achieve the aim that you set, but sometimes who you become trying to achieve that aim is more important than the aim itself. That's something that you realize. Let's say you start trying to make money and you're losing a lot of money, or you're investing your time. Say you try to like run a marathon, or you try to hike up to the top of the hill. The main aim is like going on the top of the hill. But when you start working out, the main aim might be losing weight or gaining weight. But eventually, on the way of trying to hike on the top of this mountain, or on the way of trying to make money or be financially free, on the way of trying to achieve like financial freedom, you realize that you gain more than the aim of achieving like financial freedom. Like let's say you're trying to climb up on the mountain, you will need more. You will learn like discipline, you learn focus, you learn your mental fortitude, you learn a lot of things, which at the end of the day, even when you climb the mountain and you're at the top, you have achieved your aim, but you learn more than just being at the top of the mountain, because now you can take the discipline, the mental fortitude of not giving up, sticking to your plan. If you're like trying to lose weight or gain weight, like sticking to the diet, you could take this same discipline from, let's say, like hiking, from like running a marathon, from like trying to lose or gain weight, and you can use it in another area of your life that might make you achieve many other aims, or many other, or be successful in the other spheres of life. So usually you don't have to stay static. That's why the quote I was trying to explain is that depression find it hard to hit a moving target. So you always have to be moving towards something. Then I also talked about setting responsibility, which is that first of all, you have to be responsible for yourself. And I'm talking about responsibility in the means of trying to find something that you can do with your life, or trying to put something meaning to your life. And one thing that has helped me is trying to put responsibility on my shoulders. Jordan Peterson talks about this in regards that Like find something heavy that you can carry on your shoulders or on your mind, just like Jesus was carrying the cross on his shoulders. But in this regards, he's not talking about carrying something like physical. It's carrying any burden that you can carry, whether it's the burden of, it could be the burden of your family, it could be a burden of your siblings, or it could, most importantly, it has to be the burden of you being responsible for yourself. Because if you're not responsible for yourself, then there is no way you would be responsible for your wife, the kids, your family, your siblings, or anyone that is close to you. So first you have to be responsible for yourself, responsible for your life, to stop the bad habits that you're doing, uh, to find, like to, you have to be responsible for yourself and also to take care of yourself as if you are someone that you love or someone that you would care about. Because most times we don't like ourselves that very much to take care of ourselves, and that is like normal. Hey Martinez, Martin Vasquez, I'm doing all right. How are you? Thanks for being here. I think this is my first time being live again the whole of this year, because I've been dealing with a lot of stuff, mental stuff, going through some things. Yeah. So the thing I was talking about is, you have to put some responsibility on your shoulders in order to keep going on with this life. And the kind of responsibility that I've decided to take on is, first of all, taking care of myself, so that my mom or my parents can have a son who is like healthy, and my siblings can have like someone to somehow look up to. And so right now I'm the one taking care of like my family in regards to like financial bills and all that stuff. And sometimes I think, I look at it, I'm like, oh, maybe it's a very big burden for me to be taking. But then also it gives me some kind of meaning to my life, knowing that if I'm not better, or if I'm not working or trying to like escape the matrix or be financially free, then my family's life depends on it. So this also puts some kind of meaning on my life, but then it also inspires me to keep working hard, because I know I'm not only working hard for myself, but I'm trying to work hard to be better, not only for me, but also for my family, or even the people around me. Because most times you ask yourself like, why should I even be better, or why should I try to like improve my life? And because most times we don't, like, it's easier to do something for someone that you really like or love than even doing these things for yourself. But then you have to change that shift and start taking care of yourself as if you're someone you like, or as if you're someone you love. Because most times we don't love ourselves that much to start taking care of ourselves. But this is something that you have to start doing, like reward yourself for the small, for the incremental movements that you make towards the life that you kind of want. Because right now you might be living the life that you don't want, and you know it. Maybe you're living in a place that you don't like, you're stuck in a town that you don't like, you're stuck in a relationship that you don't like, or even a neighborhood that you don't like. And instead of trying to wait for, I don't know, someone to come and save you, or trying to wait on some people to come and save you, is that you can wake up and decide to do these things for you. Because if you cannot take care for you, or take care about yourself, then there is no way you take care about the other people that might be around you. And Let me check the time. Yeah, I think it's 4:40 where I am. I'm going to today is Saturday, but we are going to the gym with my friends around 5. So I have like 20 minutes to go. But and all these things I'm trying to say, they are not things that you learn in a day or things that you just wake up one day and grasp with your mind. These are the things that I'm learning day by day along this self-improvement journey. And all of this, they come from the quote I told you about, that in the past years when I used to struggle with my mental health and I was trying like to take my own life, commit suicide and all that, is that you wake up one day and decide that if you stopped trying to hurt yourself, or if you stopped trying to take your own life, or if you started to like put a meaning to your suffering or to your wrenched, miserable life that you're already living, there is the opposite of whatever that you're living right now. And the life that you want is on the most people say that it's on the other side, but I like to believe that you can use wherever you are, start wherever you are, and start to create the life that you want. So in trying to end this life, I want to thank you for, I'm seeing one person who is still watching, is that you are not all you could be, and there is pain in that. But then also knowing that I'm not all I could be, it also leaves a gap for the untapped and unreached potential that you can try and achieve. And also finally, this thing that I was started with was that growing up, people used to say that grass is greener on the other side. But now, as I keep growing up, I realize that grass will always be greener, the pasture will always be greener where you paint it or where you water it, not on the other side. So you are the pasture and now you are not green. So start watering yourself, which means start improving yourself, and you will be greener. How do you catch a butterfly? Uh, during our when I was young, every time you try to chase a butterfly, it would always run away because you cannot catch it. It's always up and down, up and down, up and down. But then they say that if you build a beautiful garden with lots of flowers, butterfly, not only but we will catch one butterfly, but many butterflies will come. And then even if the butterflies don't come, you will still be left with a beautiful garden. And again, in this scenario, you're the garden, so you have to make yourself beautiful by improving your life in all spheres that you could be. Imagine right now if you were given a chance, like when God was creating us and you were told like create yourself, what kind of energy would you give yourself? What kind of mental capacity would you give yourself? What kind of financial status would you give to yourself? And now if you're alive and you're watching this, assume you have been given life, because there are many people who are not here today. There are many people who are in like hospitals right now fighting for their lives, but you are here, and the fact that you are even watching this, it gives you the endless opportunities to try and build your own life into something that you want. My name is Costa Genesis, and I will see you again in the next videos on my channel, or maybe when I'm alive, when I go live again. Thank you for watching, and if you want to reach out, my IG is in the bio. You can always leave comments. Let me know where you were watching from, and I will see you next time. Peace and blessings.